Natsume thinks there's no way this is going to go smoothly. Dion said she would spend the night studying with them, but even though it is Himari's place, he will be there too. Is Dion really okay with spending the night where there's a guy? So he asks her if she doesn't need her mom's permission. Does her mom even know he will be there? Dion says there's no problem. Her mom said it was fine since Natsume is a good guy. That's when Himari teases him, saying he's flirting with Dion. She knows he has been texting her because Dion also texted her about staying over. Natsume is surprised Dion is that excited to sleep over. Unfortunately, Himari says it will not be possible to study at her place after all. She asked her older brother for permission, and he got angry, saying he wouldn't let Dion step foot on their property. It's because he really hates Dion's older sister and doesn't want any of her family in his house. Natsume starts looking for another place to study, and Himari teases him, saying he gets pretty frantic when it comes to Dion. He loudly tries to deny it, which earns him a scolding from the teacher for messing around with his phone during class, especially after they agreed to let him retake the exams. Later, two girls approach Natsume to ask about his accessory business, since it was leaked that he's the one behind it. They ask if he remembers them. They were in the same class last year. He asks if there's something he can help them with. They say they were wondering if he could make some accessories for them. They have a friend who really wants one. He tells them he's kind of busy studying for a retake. They're surprised. He seems so smart. That's when Shinji shows up. He asks what Natsume is doing with these commoners and tells the girls that Natsume is his. They should back off. The girls hate Shinji, so they leave before his womanizer virus rubs off on them. As they go, they say they will see Natsume later. After that, Dion asks Himari what she should bring for the sleepover. Himari is surprised. She thought Dion had sworn never to speak to her again, but now she seems completely back to normal. That's when Himari breaks the news. They actually cannot study at her place. Dion looks visibly disappointed. Meanwhile, we see Shinji and Natsume talking. Natsume brings up the fact that Shinji was the one who leaked his identity as the accessory maker. He says Shinji should at least feel guilty about it, but Natsume brushes it aside. More importantly, can Shinji help him talk to Dion? Natsume explains the situation he's caught in. Shinji quickly catches on. Dion is using studying as an excuse to spend the night with her crush. Bold move. He says he's proud of her, as her childhood friend and romance advisor. Natsume is surprised and asks if Shinji was the one who told her to do this. But Shinji says it's the first he's hearing of it. All he told her was to be more assertive, especially since Natsume gives in easily under pressure. In any case, he tells Natsume to deal with it. These are the consequences of his own actions. He and Dion saw what happened in the science room the other day. Natsume and Himari were getting a bit too close. Later, Himari meets up with Natsume to talk about the study group. She says they can hold it at his place. Her place is out of the question, and anywhere public would be too awkward. So it has to be his. Natsume is flustered. He says it's one thing if she comes over, but there's no way he can let Dion stay the night. Actually, neither of them should. But Himari insists. He can just make up an excuse for the sleepover part. Dion is really excited, and Himari accidentally told her they would do it at his place. She felt awful that her house got ruled out at the last minute. Natsume, unable to resist her charm, finally gives in. But then Himari remembers she has student council duty after school, so the other two will have to start the study session without her. She tells him not to worry, she will be done in no time. Natsume runs home and finds his room is a disaster, so he rushes to clean it up before anyone arrives. Finally, Dion arrives. She's dressed up nicely and is even wearing the hairpin he made for her. He thinks she looks beautiful. He tells her they are alone, so she can make herself at home. She's clearly excited that they will have the place to themselves for a while. She's also surprised to see there are no flowers in his room. He explains that he stores them elsewhere so his cat won't get into them. Some flowers are toxic to cats. She loves the storeroom. She says it feels like a world made for fairies. Anyway, he says he's going to start studying now. Can she help him if he gets stuck? She replies that she thinks she can go over most of the material. She's actually second in her class. He's surprised and asks who could possibly be first. She tells him it's Shinji, but she plans to beat him in the finals. While Dion is explaining some topics to him, he cannot stop thinking about how pretty she is. Feeling flustered, he says he will go get them something to drink. While he's gone, Dion picks up his pillow and starts sniffing it. When he returns and sees her, they both try to pretend nothing happened. But then she confesses she couldn't help herself. It smelled like flowers and it was such a nice scent. He tells her it's probably from the tea he made with dried flowers. He spilled a little of it on the bed while drinking it. He offers her some to try. She does and agrees. It really does smell like his bed. Then she grabs the pillow again to sniff it. He says that's a bit embarrassing, but she tells him she likes him. That's why she does it. That's when Natsuma reveals something personal. Back when he and Himari were not speaking, Dion confessed her feelings to him for the first time. She told him she had liked him for 7 years. He wonders what might have happened if he hadn't realized his feelings for Himari at the time. Ever since then, Dion has been more open and direct with him. A while later, Dion falls asleep in Natsume's bed. She naps for quite a while, so he tries to wake her. But just then, she pulls him into a hug. That's exactly when Himari and his older sister walk in and catch them in that position. Fortunately, he's able to explain the situation, and they all sit down to talk. His sister turns to Dion and says she must not actually like her idiot brother, only for Dion to confirm that she genuinely does. She finds Dion adorable, but jokes that she has terrible taste in men. Then she leaves for work. Himari comments that neither of them seemed very embarrassed by the teasing. Natsum explains it's because Dion has already confessed to him. Himari is surprised. They have been acting so normal. Natsume says that Dion has actually confessed 3 times already. Well, 4 now if you count the one earlier. Himari is shocked that so much has happened while she was out of the loop. She accuses him of stringing Dion along, which doesn't sound like him. But he insists he turned her down every time. Still, the next day it's always business as usual, and Dion bakes him cookies. Himari scolds him, saying he cannot just fall for cookies. He has to be stronger than that, even if Dion was his first crush. Dion brightens at hearing that, but Natsume clarifies that he's still unsure how he feels now. He cannot accept her just because she's pretty. Dion says she understands. Himari has worked hard for 2 years to be his number 1, while she herself hasn't put in that kind of effort over the past 7. Similarly, Himari has taken the lead role as their main model, and Dion says she respects that. It is Himari's rightful place. That's why she wants to support Natsume behind the scenes instead. She plans to learn more about handling online orders and shipping. She also offers to help more using her family's cake shop. The 3 of them celebrate their new business partnership.